Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of my F1 23 MyTeam career mode. This is part 40 here in Great Britain. If you did miss the last episode, it was a race victory for Max Verstappen and making it another Red Bull 1-2 this season. And unfortunately for ourselves, due to an energy store failure, we had a DNF while going for the lead of the race. So very unfortunate ending for us in Spain, but we've got to keep moving forward and start looking towards this Great British Grand Prix. Now we'll take a look here. Aston Martin are the fastest car once again, but you'll see there we've now jumped Haas, so now we've got a bit of a bridge to fill here as we try and get ourselves towards those top 5 cars, which are actually really close together now, especially the Aston Martin, Red Bull and McLaren. They're really close, and then Ferrari and Mercedes having a nice battle for themselves as well. So definitely looking to get ourselves into that battle there to try and get ourselves further up the field. And we are running a special livery this year celebrating 65 years of Brabham in Formula 1, and we are running this livery based off of the BT19, which is probably one of my personal all-time favorite Brabham cars ever to be made, aside from the BT62. So running that iconic green on green paint scheme, and also bringing out the original Brabham automotive logos to be on the car with a matching race suit, as well as we can see here, going for the classic white overalls, and also updated our cap there to replace the updated Brabham logo with the old school Brabham logo, and also changed the color scheme to match the car as well on our hat. And now taking a look here at our helmet, as you can see there, we've gone, it's a little hard to tell from this angle, but we have gone for an open face design helmet here, showing off how they used to wear their lids back in the days. Now we get ourselves prepped here for the British Grand Prix. We are going to be heading straight into practice now, and it is going to be a very important practice session because this track is all about confidence. It's kind of like Monaco in a sense. It's once you got yourself some good confidence around it, you can really send it through the corners. And as you can see here, going into our practice program, confidence is not what we've got at the moment. We're a little bit inconsistent with our race pace at the moment, and we're only sitting P3 here, but we are the fastest of the medium tyre runners, as now we head into our fuel saving mode. And on the third and final lap of this program, we're actually going to abandon the program there. It just wasn't worth keep going and wasting another lap of wear on our components, and coming to the end of our tyre wear practice program now. As well, as you can see there, we're getting very close to a purple, but it's not quite the purple there, so we're going to have to stick with a green finish here. And currently sitting P9 with our teammate Alex Albon in P11. As now we come to the end of practice 1, Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz and George Russell, your top 3, with Alex Albon P6 on the soft tyres. And we will have to be scrolling a little bit further down. Remember, we only did runs on the medium tyres in that session, so we are naturally going to be a little bit further down in P17, 1.3 seconds back on the runners on the soft tyre. So going to have to try and find a little bit of pace here to try and make sure we get ourselves into Q3 at the bare minimum now, if we want to try and get ourselves into that top 5 battle of on those performance charts. And you can see our open face design of the helmet has now come to the end of our actually, no, this is a warm-up lap, and Liam Lawson is out of the session. As now we take a look, and he's hit his teammate. He's had an absolute monumental accident, crashing into his teammate, Kevin Magnussen. It looks like he was on for a hot lap. Magnussen was on a cool-down lap, or a warm-up lap, and he's gone for a spin too, and Lawson's just sideswiped him, and that is going to put an end to Liam Lawson's qualifying day here before he even gets a set a lap. And it's also going to mean Kevin Magnussen's going to be on the back foot now, as he's going to have to ultimately go in to get some damage fixes. Now, we've got issues of ourselves. We've had a DRS failure now. This is all happening here in qualifying for the British Grand Prix. Our DRS is stuck closed. So we're going to have to now just keep rotating around the circuit. As you can see here, I've put onto the medium tyres, because my idea is, if I just roll around on the medium tyres, hopefully the team can get this DRS fix, and we might be able to go out for one more lap. But I'm hoping this first lap I did on the soft tyres is a good enough banker lap to keep us going into Q2. So got to make sure that we're getting good banker laps now that we've had this little bit of a warning. As now we come to the end of qualifying 1. Charles Leclerc, George Russell, and Lando Norris, your top 3. Alex Albon, P6. He's looking very speedy, and ourselves, we scrape through into Q2 there in P14 after doing only that 1 lap. So hopefully our banker lap next time can be a bit better to try and see if we can get ourselves into Q3, if that's going to be any sort of possibilities. Now, coming towards the end of the first flying lap here in qualifying 2, and we've got one of the Ferraris trying to race us at the moment, coming into the final, a lot of corners here as we come into the Vale chicane, and he's going to try and look around the outside. I haven't been able to figure out which Ferrari it is yet. Based off of the times here, it might be Charles Leclerc, and it is Leclerc as he pops it into P2 there just very briefly. As now we come to the end of our next flying lap, we're a little bit further up, and I'm looking to see if we can't actually get ourselves any further up the order, as we won't be battling a Ferrari this time to the line, and it is P7 on our second attempt here in qualifying 2. As now we jump to the end of our next lap. And now, as we head through the exit of Club Corner, are we going to be able to set ourselves a decent lap time here? We go P5 here with a purple first sector. And now, this is it. We've been delegated down into P11 after everyone else has now gone out for their fast lap. So can we, on an old set of tyres, make it into Q3? Yes, we can. P9 for ourselves, Alex Albon P10. So 2 races in a row, both cars make it into Q3, which is exactly what we're after. Max Verstappen, George Russell, and Charles Leclerc your top 3 here in qualifying 2s. Now straight away George Russell sets down a fast lap time here in qualifying 3. We're yet to set a time here, so what can we do as we exit Club Corner and cross the line? P4, which is absolutely wicked at the moment. Now I'm still yet to figure this out, how we managed to jump into P3, as we're just going now onto the next lap. And can we do anything? It's P2 for us, so a front row start for us here in Great Britain. It is going to be Max Verstappen, ourselves, and Lando Norris is your top 3. Alex Albon, very well done to get himself into P7 there, 0.8 of a second away from pole.
Welcome everyone as you join us at a former Second World War aircraft base, now converted into one of the great motor racing tracks. Britain is one of only 2 countries to have held a Grand Prix in every year of the Formula One World Championship, and long may that continue. This is Silverstone, and this is the British Grand Prix. With good opportunities to overtake at the end of the Wellington and Hangar Straights, there's a lot of potential for close action around the 3.6 miles of Silverstone circuit. With 18 corners and average lap speeds of around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the longest and quickest circuits on the calendar. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And the Rainmaster completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Norris, Leclerc, Perez, Oscar Piastri, Albon, Ocon, Sainz, Russell, Joe, Stroll, Sargent, Gasly, Bottas, Drugovich, Tsunoda, Iwasa, De Vries, Magnussen, Liam Lawson, and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. The last few races have been a bit rough for them, unable to get a clean run. That's got to have some effect on their confidence, surely.
Certainly confidence is an important factor. And every time you're involved in an incident, it's not just the car you damage, but that confidence as well. But all the top racing drivers are able to tune that out when the race gets underway and focus on the job at hand.
And now, as we take a look here at the strategy for today's race, we're going with old trusty medium to the hard tyre. I reckon this is going to be the best way. But interestingly enough, Lando Norris on the soft tyre in P3. So let's see if he can get himself a decent start here, which could possibly maybe even get him an early lead here as we now pull up into our grid spot. Hopefully we're going to be aiming for an absolute perfect one, and no, we failed. We failed that one. But it is going to be absolutely fun because we're going to get reset and we are going to be looking to the red lights. It is 5 red lights and we're off. We get a much better start than Max Verstappen. Verstappen's absolutely bogged it here off the start. And there goes Lando Norris on those soft tyres. He has managed to get himself already up into P1 by the time he gets into turn 1. As now we go through Village here. We've got Max Verstappen still on our outside, but we've managed to defend him quite nicely. And so now we've set into a rhythm here. We're in P2. I don't think we're going to catch Lando Norris. He's already gapped a full second off of us by the time we get down the Wellington Straight. As now Max Verstappen looks to our inside here. He's going to send it down as we go through Brooklands, and we're going to hang it around the outside to go into the inside for Luffield. And that is going to allow Charles Leclerc now to try and get himself past Max Verstappen. Verstappen is absolutely bottling it here at the start of the British Grand Prix. And that is going to be Leclerc now up into third position here. And Verstappen from pole to fourth by the time we get to Maggots. And he's actually going to be going side by side through there. And he's going to now, he's very well actually kept it around the outside as they head through the Chapel Curve now. And that is that going to be Max Verstappen back up into third position? And look right there, that is our teammate, Alex Albon. He's into this battle as well. That's going to be Leclerc now going down the inside here. Sergio Perez is also there ready to pounce. He's in the second Red Bull behind these two as they continue to go side by side. They've been going side by side since Maggots. And now as they're about to cross the line, are they going to still be side by side? Max Verstappen's got the better run around the outside. And it is Max Verstappen into P3, but here comes Charles Leclerc pretty much immediately, once again, down the inside at the first corner of Abbey, and he has now got himself up into P3, and now Sergio Perez is battling with our teammate, Alex Albon. Leclerc's locked up, and that's going to allow Verstappen to get back side by side with him. This is absolute brilliant racing here at the start of the British Grand Prix. Sergio Perez defending with everything that he's got to try and keep our teammate, Alex Albon, behind, and look at the straight line speed Albon has got there. He's going to look to go around the outside of Perez here as we head through Brooklands, which will give him the inside for Luffield. And is he going to get the move done? I reckon he's going to get it done here, and that is Alex Albon up into P5, and now behind him, and it's going to be Esteban Ocon and Oscar Piastri now going side by side. There's battles absolutely everywhere at the start of this Grand Prix. And going through Cops now, they're still going to be going side by side. Which one of them is going to end up on top here? And you can see there just how much of a gap that we've managed to pull over Charles Leclerc just through them battling. And they're still going side by side. Plenty of side by side action through here. And it's going to be Ocon that's going to come out ahead of Oscar Piastri. But here comes George Russell now in the other Mercedes. And they're going to be going 3 wide as they now head into Stowe. And it is going to... Is that going to be Russell that's going to end up on top? Russell's got by Ocon here. Ocon, big loser. He's dropped now down into P9. And George Russell, he's going to say thank you very much. And he's going to take both Piastri and Ocon here. And so absolute brilliant racing here from these drivers here inside the top 10. As Max Verstappen now makes the move to get himself up into P3 there. That is with the power of DRS. So he's looking very racy now. We do a bit of a race recap here at the moment. So it's going to be Lando Norris leading the way from myself, then Max Verstappen, which is going to be the podium as it stands here. Then Charles Leclerc, our teammate, Alex Albon in P5, Sergio Perez, George Russell, Oscar Piastri, Esteban Ocon, and Valtteri Bottas is rounding out the top 10 ahead of his teammate Pierre Gasly. Then it's Stroll, Carlos Sainz, Logan Sargent, Felipe Drugovich, Yuki Tsunoda, Zhou Guan Yu in P17. Then it's Kevin Magnussen, Ayumu Iwasa, Liam Lawson, Nico Hulkenberg, and Nick De Vries is currently rounding out the rear of the field at the moment in that AlphaTauri. As now we head back to the front of the field, it is going to be Alex Albon. He's looking to get himself past Charles Leclerc now for P4. Could they possibly go for 3 wide once again? He's now looking around the outside of Max Verstappen. Could he get 2 for 1? No, he can't. He's going to just get around Charles Leclerc this time by us. Behind, you'll see there, Oscar Piastri has managed to get himself past George Russell now, and he's put himself up into P7. And now Russell's under attack from his teammate. Is Ocon going to get himself back ahead of George Russell? Yes, he can. And so that is now Ocon ahead of Russell. The two Mercedes are switching places. Now Sergio Perez is looking to get himself back past Charles Leclerc. And could this be pretty much a repeat of what happened last time out in Spain? Charles Leclerc made one mistake where he locked up, and that was the end of his race. He tumbled outside of the points in that Grand Prix. And now Charles Leclerc went from running as high as P3. He locked up, and now he's struggling to even keep P5. And so could Sergio Perez soon be making a very easy move? They're actually going 3 wide here. That is Oscar Piastri trying to go down the inside of the both of them. Charles Leclerc surely is going to be able to keep the position here. Sergio Perez is going to get the better exit here on the inside of Charles Leclerc. They're going to go side by side. Surely they're not going to go side by side through Cops, and they are. Sergio Perez, who takes P5 away from Charles Leclerc. And now, based off of the delta there, Oscar Piastri, I reckon, is going to be trying to make a move here on Charles Leclerc. And Leclerc is battling, and there goes Oscar Piastri ahead of Charles Leclerc now. And our teammate, Alex Albon, up ahead now, has got himself past Max Verstappen. That is our teammate, Albon, into P3 now. And this is now on to the next lap. Max Verstappen getting back by Alex Albon using the power of that DRS. Unfortunately for Albon, he's a bit too far back from ourselves to be able to get himself a bit of a slipstream. As now Ocon's going side by side with Leclerc, and Leclerc is fading. He has made that one lockup, and he is dropping very quickly down the fiddles now. Onto our POV now. We have got Max Verstappen on to the tail of our car now, and he has managed to bring Alex Albon along with him. So those two have been taking DRS off of each other, which has now brought them closer to me. So we've conceded a P2 now to Max Verstappen. We're going to have to sit and consolidate now with P3. Our teammate Alex Albon is looking to go around the outside of ourselves to try and take P3 off of us. And if Albon does seem to have the better pace, I will let him by. This is all going to be about the team now. And this is Ocon. He's getting back past Oscar Piastri. So this group of cars here is going to probably be battling race long, I would say, if they're all going to be on the same strategy as well, as Oscar Piastri gets that move done to maintain P6 here. And now back on board with us. It's lap 9 now. We've got DRS and Max Verstappen. Look at the pace advantage that we've got on Max Verstappen. That's a very easy move going into Stowe, and that is now us up into P2. But hold on a second, is Max not going to be going? I thought he was going to go for a move down the inside for a second there. Thankfully he didn't, but here comes Alex Albon now, going down the inside at Maggots, and he's going to be keeping it through there side by side through Beckett's as well, and now going onto the exit of Chapel. He's going to have the inside line, he's going to have DRS to help him as well, and the slipstream from ourselves, and that is going to be him up onto the podium now, and hopefully staying on the podium, and that is Oscar Piastri now, getting himself past Sergio Perez. And for ourselves now, you'll see that Lando Norris on the soft tyres has now gone into the pits. He's had a very strong opening 10 laps to build out quite the lead, actually. And so he is looking very strong here to possibly get himself a race win on home soil. But this pit stop has now made a Brabham 1-2 here in the British Grand Prix. As we now do a bit of an order check here. So it is myself leading our teammate Alex Albon, Brabham 1-2. Max Verstappen rounds out the podium, and then it's Oscar Piastri, Sergio Perez, the two Mercedes of Ocon and Russell. Then it's Charles Leclerc ahead of the other Ferrari of Carlos Sainz, and Logan Sargent rounds out the points here in Great Britain. And then it is Valtteri Bottas, Zhou Guan Yu, Pierre Gasly, Felipe Drugovich, Nico Hulkenberg, the two Hasses of Kevin Magnussen and Liam Lawson, Yuki Tsunoda, Ayumu Iwasa. And then we're actually now jumping ahead because Sergio Perez is under attack here. But could this be Esteban Ocon getting himself ahead of Perez to take P4 here on the road? And Perez has now got the inside. Is he able to defend? Yes, he is. And now cutting back to our POV here, this is going to be our teammate Alex Albon going for a move. Not really defending, just staying out the way, letting him take the racing line here. And now, if he's able to pull away from us, we will try and defend from Max Verstappen here to try and give our teammate Alex Albon a bit of breathing room here as Charles Leclerc goes down the inside of George Russell to get himself now back up into P7. So maybe he is on a resurgence drive here at the moment, as we now get all stopped here before our pit stop, and there's quite the train of cars now coming in. So hopefully we can now get ourselves out in front of this train and not lose too many positions. But the main thing to be interested here to see how far ahead Lando Norris, or even how much we possibly could gain on Lando Norris. Two different strategies here. We're both going for the one stops, but he's going on to hard tyres quite a bit earlier than everyone else, and there he goes past us. So he's going to have quite the lead as we exit the pit lane. So like, we weren't even out of our box and he was already going through, and this is quite a slow pit lane as well. So really feeling the burn here as we try and get the power down early, break it into a little bit of wheel spin, but I'm not doing the Grosjean and putting it into the wall. And Lando Norris has got 12.5, probably 13 seconds realistically on us now. As going into Stowe now onto the next lap, we're under attack here from Max Verstappen. He's going to get the position for a very slight moment here, but we're going to get the better traction as we come onto the exit. As now going into this Vale chicane here, we're going to get the position back from Max Verstappen. As now ahead of us, there's quite a few cars in the pit lane now. So where is this going to put us? on the road, as now we have to try and really make sure we don't lose too much time here from Max Verstappen. Now, teammates coming out of the pits. Our teammate will remain ahead of us as we come out of the pits, and he's actually extended his lead by quite some margin. We weren't too far behind him when we came into the pits here. And now, look at this battle pack. And Esteban Ocon going around the outside here of Charles Leclerc. And that's going to get himself back up into P7 now. And look at that 4-car train ahead. They're all battling there for position 4. And now, here on lap 15 of the Grand Prix, Kevin Magnussen is out of the race. So, an absolute horrid weekend for Haas, as they've had that crash in qualifying. And now, is this going to be an engine failure? It is an engine failure for Kevin Magnussen in the Grand Prix. So, one car out in qualifying, the other car out in the race. As now, we've actually received a bit of a tap there from Max Verstappen, who showed a nose going into the loop there, and that really unsettled our car, but we're still going to remain ahead just for now, as Oscar Piastri is getting himself past Sergio Perez here, going around the outside at Stowe. And this is going to be for P5 on the road, as Logan Sargent gets himself back up into the points, but passing George Russell. So a Mercedes-powered car passes the Mercedes to get himself up into P10, and that is an absolute brilliant move there from Logan Sargent. Is now cutting back forward to P8 here. This is Charles Leclerc looking to get himself now past Esteban Ocon, and that is going to be him going into P7. They remain side by side now as they go into Village, but is he going to be able to keep the position? No, Esteban Ocon will keep the position here, and George Russell will have to settle. Charles Leclerc is going to have to settle for P8 at the moment. As now Ocon is going from the defense to the attack, and he's going to get himself past Sergio Perez here. And Perez has actually done very well to keep it around the outside. And look at this battle that is absolutely forming here. As now Charles Leclerc, is he looking to get himself past Sergio Perez? No, he can't. Not quite yet. But Ocon did manage to get himself up into P6. As now Charles Leclerc takes advantage of using that DRS to get himself up into P7 ahead of the Red Bull now. And what a battle that was for that about half a lap. As now back to our POV. Lando Norris 15 seconds ahead, our teammate 5 seconds ahead, and now we're under attack here from Max Verstappen, and he's going to go around our outside, but Oscar Piastri is there as well, and Piastri, you can see there in the top corner, we're currently sitting 3 wide, going into the Vale chicane, still sitting 3 wide. Now I'm going to get pinched here on the inside, and that's going to give the other two a much better run. And now we're going to drop 2 positions here, and that's going to be us now down into P5. Are we going to be able to make any positions back? We're almost bump drafting Piastri going into the first corner here, and we run a little bit wide, getting hit by all that dirty air. We swing it to the inside, and now we've gone down the inside. Max Verstappen going into the Village, and now it is up to us to get ourselves that podium back and to take past Oscar Piastri. Now Carlos Sainz gets himself, well, he's attempting to get himself now up into P8 by trying to get past Sergio Perez. He's going to hang it around the outside. Is he going to be able to get the move done? He's got DRS on Sergio Perez, and I would say Perez does not have DRS as well. And that is going to be Carlos Sainz up into P8. And you can see that Logan Sargent is taking advantage of this as well. Sargent is going to get himself up into P9 if he can make this move stick. And that is going to put Sergio Perez on the brink of not even scoring any points at this British Grand Prix. Now, Esteban Ocon is getting himself past Charles Leclerc once again. And that is going to get himself back up into P6. And back on board with ourselves, we've got DRS on Oscar Piastri. Now look at the speed difference. We've got so much pace on the other rivals once we've opened up our DRS, and that is us back onto the podium, sitting at P3 at the moment. As now we cut to a replay of, so while we were battling away with Oscar Piastri, Charles Leclerc went around the outside there of the Mercedes of Esteban Ocon to get himself now further up the field, and that was a very nice move indeed. And now back to our POV here. We've made a little bit of a mistake there exiting Chapel, which has allowed Piastri to drive past us, and that's going to also allow Max Verstappen to get up alongside us. We're going to go 3 wide once again, and this time we've already dispatched Oscar Piastri, and we're going to squeeze Max Verstappen on the exit of Stowe. But now coming into the Vale chicane, we're going to get the move done around the outside of Max Verstappen, and that is going to be us back onto the podium. As now, this is going to be Zhou Guanyu making a move down the inside at Copse on Valtteri Bottas to get himself up into P10. Is he going to be able to make the move stick? They're still side by side, and Zhou will get the move done here on Valtteri Bottas. And now Esteban Ocon currently sitting P7. He's looking to get P6 from Oscar Piastri, who's tumbled. And Charles Leclerc's made another very crucial mistake. He is locked up, and he's going to go all the way down to P8 now, and he's allowed his teammate Carlos Sainz to get the move done on his teammate as well. Esteban Ocon, is he going to be able to get the better traction coming out of Luffield? And they continue to go side by side as they head up to Cops, and it is going to be Oscar Piastri down the inside, but Ocon's done very well to keep it around the outside. In the background there, Sargent and Leclerc are going side by side. Ocon's got the move done, but now Piastri's under attack from Carlos Sainz. Is Sainz going to be able to take advantage here? Now Charles Leclerc, he's gone very wide there, and that's allowed Logan Sargent to get himself up into P8, and Leclerc is also absolutely tumbling down the order. I wonder if Leclerc has made some sort of mistake or has had some sort of issue here, and he is now well and truly not getting any points this Grand Prix with only a few laps to go, because Piastri takes P7 now as we take a look at a replay of Charles Leclerc. He's run wide, and he has essentially just looped it. He's just looped it while already off the track. An absolute terrible mistake from Charles Leclerc. Now back to our POV here. It is ourselves. We're going to try and get back past Max Verstappen here. And this is us now up into P3. And we are on to the podium with only 2 laps to go. So we need to really make sure we keep this position now. As Valtteri Bottas, while we've been having that battle, Valtteri Bottas is trying to get himself past Zhou Guanyu there in the Sauber. And he is going to get the move done. Oh, I thought he had the move already done there, but no. Zhou managed to keep it out on the outside there, and Valtteri Bottas did manage to get the move completed in the end. It's now back to our POV here, and it is lap 25. We've got a lap and a half to go. Max Verstappen's right on our tail there with DRS, and he's going to try and go around the outside here at Stowe, and we're going to keep it on the inside. And now we're going to switch it to the inside for the Vale chicane. Send it down on the inside. A tiny little lock-up on the brakes to squeeze him out on the exit. And that is us up into P3. And crucially, Esteban Ocon is also into P4. So he's taken advantage of Max Verstappen being hung out wide as we now start the final lap here. It is going to be a double Brabham podium starting the last lap. Can it stay when we cross the line? As we quickly watch a replay here of Zhou Guanyu getting back past Valtteri Bottas around the outside at Stowe Corner. And now, we're going to be really focusing here. This is going to be Lando Norris. He's going to win the British Grand Prix on home soil by some margin. But ourselves, our battle is not done yet. Esteban Ocon looking to go down the inside. I thought I had him, but look at the speed Ocon has got on the inside there. All of that traction he's managed to get from those old hard tyres. We send it down the inside. Make sure we really squeeze him out. We go slow through here to make sure he can't get any sort of run. And now we put the power down. And Max Verstappen's got back past Esteban Ocon as well.
McLaren have pulled it off. They've won in spectacular fashion here today. And talk to me. What do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
And look at that, they're making their way out onto the podium now. Great race from the McLaren team, and I'm very happy to see them there on that top step of the podium.
And what a race that was. That was just so intense for the entire race. A very well-driven race from Lando Norris to claim victory here in his home Grand Prix. Starting off on the soft tyre, that was what really just won it for him. He was absolutely mega on that soft tyre, and it was finally a double podium finish for ourselves here. Brabham have finally got a double podium, and what better way to do it than in a special race for us 65 years in the sports. Now we take a look at the rest of the top 10. Max Verstappen, Esteban Ocon, Carlos Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Logan Sargent, Zhou Guanyu, and Valtteri Bottas round out the points there. As now we start looking here at the Drivers' Championship. So it is Lando Norris leading the way by 24 points over Max Verstappen. Sergio Perez third, 33 points off the lead, and myself P4, 39 points off the lead. Alex Albon moves himself up into P10, 93 points off the lead of the World Drivers' Championship. Now to the Constructors, McLaren lead the way by only 5 points over Red Bull. And Brabham are in third at the moment, 80 points off the lead. And we have got, I reckon we've got pace, and I reckon we might be able to catch the leading twos. Now, we've got some driver contracts. We're going to try, and after that performance, you'll be an idiot to not take Alex Albon once again. So we're taking Albon once again, and that is him signed for the rest of the season. in the powertrain here, we're going to also do an upgrade here on the build time to try and pump out some of these new upgrades much more quickly. Aerodynamics gets a rear wing upper flap upgrade, and here in the durability, our turbo reliability has failed. And now, it's a very busy post-race here, and we're going to have to be selecting a new rival here, and we're going to be going for Sergio Perez as our new rival. So hopefully we can perform well up against Sergio here. And for the durability here, you'll see here, our analysis of the gearbox failure failed. And just to end things off here, our friends at Rebel are giving us a fresh package here. So hopefully this will really bring our title fight alive. I reckon we still got some sort of title fight going on. We're pretty early into the season still. And if you did enjoy it, please make sure to like and subscribe. That is going to be all. I'm losing my voice. That was an epic race, and I will see you in the next episode. See ya.